The Premier League relegation battle has just been blown wide open because Everton have been handed a 10-point deduction for breaching the Premier League's profit and sustainability rules. Guys, welcome back to yet another video. This is massive developing news in the Premier League. This blows things wide open because Everton have been handed a 10-point deduction which has now put them into the Premier League bottom three. Do share your thoughts down below if you're an Everton fan, or even if you're not an Everton fan, on this news down below. As well as sharing your thoughts in the comments, do feel free to hit the thumbs up button, subscribe if you are new around here, and let's talk about it. As I say, Everton handed this 10 points deduction. This has been rambling on for quite some time, and I don't think this is the definitive end of the saga. Now, there is a couple things to point out here with this story. This was a developing story towards the latter stages of last season, and I'm sure there could be some repercussion, and I'm sure we could see the likes of Leicester City and Leeds United putting in some kind of appeal because they were relegated at Everton's expense in the latter stages of last season. They have now been handed the points deduction this season for breaking the rules, and I will quickly mention, when it comes to the points deduction, I'm not really going to give my massive opinion on it because there's plenty of people that think Everton should be punished, there's plenty of people that think Everton shouldn't be punished, and there's plenty of people that will draw comparisons to other clubs that haven't been punished for possibly breaking similar rules. When it comes to this season though, this is where I'm really fascinated. Everton have actually been really good, especially in the recent weeks. Their form has been fantastic, beating Crystal Palace away, beating West Ham away. They were up to 14 points and built up a nice buffer over that bottom three. This has plunged them right back into the bottom three. Only as far as 19th, they're not bottom, they're not in minus figures, and to be fair, they're only actually 2 points away from safety, so if they win their next game, they could be back out of that bottom three again, but this could have massive repercussions later on in the season. Because we mentioned Everton's brilliant start stood them in such good stead that they could afford a poor run when it comes to just still being able to survive the drop. Now, maybe not so much. I wouldn't be surprised if this gives the likes of Burnley, Sheffield United and Luton Town a massive lift. It will give them confidence, it will give them a boost, it will give them more of a fighting chance. The same could be said for AFC Bournemouth, Fulham and maybe some Nottingham Forest and Palace fans that might still be looking over their shoulders this season. But as I say, for Everton, this is catastrophic news. Season upon season, they just get over the line. Will they repeat the trick again this season, or will they just fall short? Everton fans, I have got massive sympathy for you because it is the fans that suffer, but they are not the ones to blame for this debacle. I do think though, if you're an Everton fan, I know it's very difficult to spin this into a positive, but what I would be looking at this season is the fact I've mentioned before, there is maybe a low tide to stay up. The three teams that have come up from the Championship have really struggled to get going. All of them have got just one win on the board, whereas Everton have picked up 4 wins so far this season. So despite them now being below Sheffield United and Luton, if they can continue their good form and continue the points being collected together, they will once again get out of this. And once again, Sean Dyche is a man who's experienced in these kind of battles. So do share your thoughts on the Premier League relegation battles. Do you think Everton still stay up, or do you think this could be curtains for them? Do you think it will now have a negative effect on how they perform and the results they get? Or do you think this can actually motivate them to continue to prove people wrong? Because I feel like we saw this with a few teams that have had points deductions. Derby County, when they were in the Championship, they got hit with point deduction after point deduction, and they did actually drop that season. But every time they got hit with a points deduction, they seemed to bounce back with a good result. Before we wrap up this video, just looking at this article for some more information, the club said it was both shocked and disappointed by the wholly disproportionate and unjust ruling. As I say, there's plenty of Everton fans that have voiced their opinions in videos we've done when we've touched on this before, so I know there is a lot of strong feeling out there. And when it comes to that touchy subject, I'm not going to voice a strong opinion on it because I don't really have one on it. I do feel, as I say, for the Everton fans, Everton have said that they intend to appeal against the decision. Will that go anywhere? We will just have to wait and see, but I can't think of many times where I've seen a points deduction getting reversed. They can be halved on occasions. I've seen them get halved, and that could be the difference this season, but we shall wait and see. As I say, my final thoughts on it: massive sympathy for the Everton fans. Although this will sound cruel to the Everton fans, this is a massive opportunity now for Luton, Sheffield United, Bournemouth to really try and make the most of this and get some kind of advantage out of it. It's an unforgiving world football. It's dog eat dog in a relegation battle as well, especially when there's so much on the line. Remember, Everton are heading to a new stadium next season, and which division they play in could have massive ramifications for the club. So then, as I say, Everton hit with a 10-point deduction. They're down to 19th. I still think they've got a good chance of getting out of it. here, but it is certainly a dark day for Everton. Share your thoughts down below, guys. Thank you for watching this video. Drop a like, subscribe. I'll see you all in the next one. Peace out.